everybody, and welcome to an August review. This August review, I'm reviewing months now. I'm reviewing my life. I'm looking back at my life, but I'm not calling it rants anymore. I'm calling it reviews. I didn't upload a single video in May already. And what I did was, at the end of the month, compile them all together, which ended up in a 3-hour long video without context, without nothing, just putting them all one by one. Ended up with a 3-hour long documentary about whatever I was thinking about and all my long videos and all that. I'm not going to redo that this time. As you can see, it's quite different, still for me, about me, but we are going to try to not just, smash those videos at your face and then have my own friends complaining about how they obviously can't watch 3 hours of me simply complaining about how bad my life is still forever. This month of August just started out with me chilling out with my siblings, and we were watching some dumb optical illusion stuff, which makes you suddenly see the walls moving and everything distorted, and it kind of makes you go mental. I was freaking out. And then not long after that, I got my only package with filmmaking gear for this month, which was my 7.5mm 7 Artisans lens, which is my new favorite all-rounder, absolutely brilliant, so great lens it's so wide. I've had so much fun discovering it and totally fallen in love. Even my sister, who is so annoyed of all the collections I already got and how nerdy I am with photography and gear and all that, so mean of her. This time she told me herself that it just looks nice, and that had me go, no way. It's not just for that I love this lens. The view from my car, even in the interior, you just have to hold it normally and you see the whole car from left to right. You see all the view, is amazing. And I got ND filters as well that I do not have lying around. I can't show you, but maybe some B-roll stuff will do. Now that I know about shutter speed, I'm very aware of the changes it does concerning motion blur, all that stuff. I now know ND filters are needed, and I finally went into looking at so many choices, so much to learn and know about it. ND4, ND8, ND64, 0.9 times, 1.8 times, 10 stop, 6 stop, just for these little riggy filters, magnetic, aluminium, brass, or whatever that, I don't even know material, I already forgot half of it, but it included a lot of research, and it's another buy I'm pretty proud of, and I'm going to use it obviously for those daylight shoots in the next real project where the depth of field is needed and the shutter speed at a correct 180-degree shutter angle. My sister tells me I'm nerdy. I guess I have to admit it. After that, we also watched The Mitchells.
You inspired me to follow you on Instagram.
Good jokes in there, I guess. Yeah, we also watched Spiderverse just a few days after, and that was quite different because it was the only ever time we were silent after the film. It was, I never know if I should say movie or film. I'm so confused. I never know. It's terrible because movie is so American. Spiderverse, the movie, was just fantastic, phenomenal. I mean, I'm not going to go into details, but we watched that too. I know about that film. It's just to tell, this video is for myself, finally digging into more of finally watching the films that I'm supposed to be watching as a wannabe animator or any storyboarding, whatever, story guy, finally digging into that a little tiny bit that I never did in the past. I never allow myself to consume media, so that's a good thing. Oh yeah, I encountered some very, very weird some sort of spider. Are you a radioactive spider? Because I watched Spiderverse yesterday. I'm just an artist. You can't do nothing with me, I'm worthless. Oh. You little bastard. No! Are you returning? You need to go outside, I told you. You could be happy enough that I'm sparing your fucking pathetic life. Why are you being such a monster? Oh, look at you go in reverse. Like it was acrobatic and impressive. It's not. It's straight out weird. You're falling down. Why do you keep insisting? You are definitely... I still don't know to this day what this is. Probably bothered me more than it should have, but it's just creepy things. Wish I could have done some water bending. Yeah, I watched Avatar too. I never talked about that. I think the series, like Avatar: The Last Airbender, and that didn't happen in August. That happened before. but just for my channel, just for the record, my first ever series. No, it's after Gravity Falls. I've watched Gravity Falls and Avatar this year. My first series I've ever finished, like watched from the beginning to an end, which is really great. With my family, then I also went to Frankfurt, whatever, on the Main in Germany, which was nice. Again, I'm gonna pick it up once more with that lens. It is totally like the big win of the month. Also, the pictures I got from there of all the buildings of the nice city. Generally, the whole holding your camera out, you can take up everything. Like you can have five people standing around you. You can have your whole family picture, whatever. You don't even have to hold it out too much. You can just simply have it chill right there, and the lens is going to pick up everything, and that is beautiful. Wolfwalkers, next thing. Yeah, I've watched that, and I don't think I'm going to talk too much about it because the video has been going on for quite enough time already. I'm just going to say that a lot is probably going to follow here, just probably some drawings that I'm going to insert into the editing program. Just going to show you right there, and much more is probably going to follow, simply because so inspiring. Wolfwalkers is right up there with Spiderverse and Wish Dragon. Also, I watched Wish Dragon as well. Wish Dragon is kind of like maybe, let's say, third in Wolfwalkers and Spiderverse. I don't know what I would put first for sure, but they both should be first. I'm not no critic by all means just yet. Might be at some point, but I know way too little about films. It's just I'm slowly digging into that, you know, cracking the surface. And not you surface, like an expression I tried to use probably very wrongly and very badly. Excuse me. But yeah, whatever. Yeah, constantly switching between I'm cringe but I'm free, but then I'm cringe again, but I'm still free. And that's also why sometimes I'm not active on social media for 3 months, because that's that I'm cringe part and I do not want to be perceived. But then also sometimes I tell myself I'm the artist, bro, I'm free, I'm gonna come back, gonna make a big comeback, and then I'm gonna draw back again once I realize how cringe I really am. Terrible cycles that's been going on for years and years, all my life. And maybe it changes this time because I've gone online again after several months, just gone back online like yesterday, and maybe it's going to hold this time because I feel I might not be so sensational about it and just be me. People are not monsters. I'm myself. Whoever decides to like my stuff, great. Whoever doesn't, great. I don't care. I shouldn't. I'm just doing my stuff. It's just try to shut these anxiety and overthinking things off. I can't shut them off, but put them somewhere behind where they don't bother me as much, and I can just simply for some time stay consistent on my social media, which would be great. So at the end of the month, it's the 31st, just maybe I will manage to keep like the cringe part away and simply be myself and stay somewhat consistent about my postings and about my work. Did some drawings too, apart from Wolfwalkers. Study stuff, you know, let me see. Skulls, wolves, gesture drawing, and I've come to a point where I really do now understand about shapes. That is great. Really hard to wrap my head around that in the very beginning, because it involves perspective and also thinking in an entirely different way, because you're not seeing shapes as a normal human being. Let's say if you're a non-artist, you just perceive things the way they are, and as an artist you have to constantly take abstraction. You have to take all that world, draw it in, and then draw it back on paper in 2D and still keep it 3D, which needs you to understand fundamentally how this 3D world around here is made up and the shapes it consists of, and then translate them into 2D perspective. And that stuff of structuralization, abstraction, and simplification is very hard at the beginning. And now I'm really slowly getting the hang of it. And as you can see in these drawings, you know, more boxes and more like just sketch stuff. Just bringing things, jotting them down, filling the pages, and not caring about it afterwards, not finishing drawings in any way. That's why I'm not posting a lot either, simply because I do not do many finished drawings, also because I'm kind of lazy, but also because I'm in this phase where I truly want to finally actually learn drawing and really just do not do it for the final results and the likes and the social media, but just do it for this is done now, next drawing. What am I going to learn with this drawing now? What am I going to learn? Not how many likes am I going to get, you know, and then I don't care at all at which stage I leave it be. Usually just after the sketch, not even erasing anything, just keeping it, going on, moving on further, next shape, you know. A completely new approach to drawing ever since I started in 2021. Yeah, so much for August so far. Now just for a quick preview about what's going to happen in 2021 after August, the next several months. Things have changed. Big change of plans. In 2000, is everything still working? Let me see. I will have to do the recording again. Light is still on. Is the audio still working? Because I fear for my life that it doesn't. Hello, it does. Alright, so the big change of plans is I might just be a student again at the same university that I kind of dropped off of, going back to it and being a student again, kind of officially. That's what happened in August as well. Yeah, I did. Let me explain. When I said to stop my degree, I did a whole semester. I didn't study anything. I didn't take any exam. I totally faked up the whole semester from January over to the summer. Didn't do a single thing. But what I did not do during this summer until the last days was actually signing off that university. Really telling the university to them that I'm stopping and I want to go out. I want to leave. That's something I never did, because in the back of my mind, I just thought, you know, why do it earlier when I can't just do it on the last day in case something changes, something happens. And as it always does in my life, something changed. I could not find a job. I probably also, most definitely because I also just didn't invest myself in that too much. Job hunting when you want to do just your own thing is just so difficult. Also, I don't know, it just didn't work out that well with COVID apparently, and people trying to help me, but they didn't make it either. And then I did send some applications, but they weren't successful either. So it's a whole kind of, and the problem is with insurance afterwards, because that's a thing you have in Europe, especially with ours and our family, it's very, very hard to transition from a student to essentially someone who's unemployed, and an unemployed guy, which would cost a lot of money. I don't know, it's messed up things, but it just made me consider, okay, maybe I can gain some more time by signing up for another semester again. Except that this time I'm so over my business. That is for sure. I've said that so many times and I'm never going to return. That is my one and only so sure thing for my life. I'm absolutely happy I did take the decision. I did take the decision, whatever, you know, to leave this, not do any business anymore. That's for sure. But what I did do is actually ask the university guys, the administration, for me to change my degree, my courses, and that's what I did. So I signed up for something I would have never done after my high school diploma, when I was still thinking very, very differently, and I was very different back then. Something I would have never done in the past is, how do you translate this? It's like kind of a degree, the science of media online. You see, it's so vague. It's much less poignant and convincing somehow than business for sure, but it's probably something I can handle much better. Might be even interesting at some points. I've had a look at the courses and they do seem somewhat okay. Maybe I can do it, but the most important thing is that in case, as soon as January 2022 starts and I do try my shot at joining one of those art schools, I might just have that time again from now on, September, onto that point in January, where everyone sees me again as a student and nobody has to ask me questions, and I can just, again, silently continue preparing my drawing stuff and my film stuff and all that, you know, portfolio. And it just buys me again some little time Originally, it was planned for me to take a job and make some money, so that would have taken a lot of time away anyways, and now that I'm a student again, makes me discover another side of my university, connect again with some people, have some, those freedoms of being a student. Yes, I won't make any money, and that's a shame. That's a shame, because if I had found a job, I would have definitely used most of the money from camera stuff, because even my M6 Mark II, I've actually outgrown it already as well, and it would be great if I really could have like a bigger camera, but I can't go that far. Full frame and anything, those lenses and those bodies and that level of financial, like how much it costs, not doable. So I'll have to stick with my M6 for longer now than I wanted to, because I didn't find a job. Won't make that much money. I'm a student. Continue to be one. That's the change of plans. Might turn out interesting. Might finally meet people, that are more like me. A little bit like outsiders, weirdos, doing things differently, thinking artsy, whatever. I'll do the experience. I'll make the experience. It will be an experience and an experiment. And if for any reason I like it, I might continue, after the first semester, and then stay there even after January. But we'll see about that. It's very uncertain. It's just that for now, it's kind of funny how destiny kind of takes you back. Kind of like, not that fast, boy. It's not your time just yet. But I'm still staying true to myself. And of course, things are going differently than expected in the past. It always has to be. That's how my life has always turned out to be. But I do still feel positive about it in some way. And so, yeah. We'll talk about it more once it's happening. End of September it will. Oh, and I also drove that truck at high speeds. High speeds for the truck. Sounded very intense. Yeah, that's also some of the things I do. Was quite a lot of fun, because with such slow cars, you can go full throttle and hear all the engine rumbling and feel it, and still not be over the speed limit. That's quite amazing. And it still feels fast nonetheless, so what more do you want? Alright, I think I'm going to leave it here. Barely any notes for this video, if you can see them. That's all it is. It's a new experience. It's definitely been a different video than all the ones I've done in the past, where it's just me talking. I'm slowly understanding how, for example, reviews are made, and probably going to be able to do some in the very near future of the gear that I use, and just videos that are more focused on entertaining and not just documenting. And that's what I feel I'm going to be doing in 2022 once the vlog project is over. I'm going to do project videos, really just that, like really film stuff and telling about my life in very different ways with actual presentational stuff, and really adding layers of videos and sound, and not just straight on talking or talking head only, that stuff. Gonna see, but I think it changed a little bit. Feels good. Also in August I learned about storage. That is another side of filmmaking never explored before. I wasn't ever aware before, but it's slowly creeping too, because you start to have, especially now that I'm recording more and more in 4K, or I have these audio files that I need to consider as well. Audio library I have now as well starts to take up so much space. I have my second external hard drive already, and I'm already wondering, okay, how will that add up in the future if you have even more external drives to buy and all that stuff. And learning also about how to organize these in folders and workflow and all that. So I learned about that in August as well. It's not easy, especially when it comes to networking, and you want your files to be on servers and clouds, and network attached storage, but then you still want a third backup of a network in a network detached storage. All costs money, obviously, a whole lot of money. Is another side of filmmaking, that just completely ignored, and now it just hits me in the face once more how expensive all that truly is. Another side that you have to invest in. Unbelievable. But yeah, learned about that as well, and now my files are for the most part rather tidy and neat, which is neat, which is cool. So yeah, I think that's about it. This was still a rough ride. I'm sorry if things weren't always very coherent, and you can see I just couldn't kind of prepare a script. I was too blocked. I didn't know what to do exactly, and couldn't just imagine what should I say and how should I organize all of this. But I hope this video was not like the 3-hour long May video. I hope it was at least a little better than that, because if it was, then I've won. That was the whole point of this video, and I'm probably gonna have learned a lot, and I hope you enjoyed. I mean, oh, I enjoyed. That's the most essential. You're going to enjoy in 1 year when I try to make more serious projects and more serious videos. Let's see each other again sometime very soon.